Hi, it's Maija here and welcome to another Top 5 Wednesday video. This week's topic is books that you didn't get to in 2017, so I will be talking about some books that I really thought that I would read in 2017, but for some reason I didn't end up doing so. On number 5 I have the philosophical science fiction fantasy time travel thingy mix, The Just City by Jo Walton. I actually won this in a giveaway from Ottavio from the Galilean Library back when he was still making videos, so that's a while ago, and I still haven't read it. It's about these Greek gods who want to try out some ideas from Plato's Republic and pick people from different times and take them to live in this one city, and I've heard there's also robots. I read the first chapter of this in a try a chapter tag, and I really like Jo Walton's writing, so I don't know why I didn't continue, but this is definitely on my list. On number 4 I have another start to a series, and that is Too Like the Lightning by Ada Palmer, which starts a philosophical science fiction series that is described as a book that mixes Enlightenment era philosophy with traditional science fiction speculation, and I've heard that it has a lot of social, philosophical and political themes. I had this book out from the library, but I only had the chance to read the first chapter, so I also read the first chapter of this book, but then I had to return it. I didn't have enough time, but I later received it in the Hugo Voters packet, and I was actually there in the Hugo Awards in 2017 when Ada Palmer won the John W. Campbell Award for Best New Writer based on this book, and I still haven't read it. On number 3 I have a sequel, and that is The Fall of the Kings by Ellen Kushner and Delia Sherman. I also had this book out from the library once and didn't get to reading it. This is the third book in a chronological order in the Riverside series. I loved the previous two, Swords Point and Privilege of the Sword. I think I gave both of those 5 stars. And this is a Fantasy of Manners series set in a fantasy world with no magic, so it's focused on sword fights and nobles and lots of swashbuckling. And I own another book set in this world, but I need to read this one before I get to it. On number 2, another sequel, The Tropic of Servants by Mary Brennan. This is the second in the Memoir of Lady Trent series, and this is a historically inspired fantasy series about this woman who studies dragons. She's a dragon naturalist, and she's writing her memoirs later on in her life. And I read the first book, which was about her first dragon studying expedition, so I think this is about the second one. This is set in a world reminiscent of our 1800s, but with dragons, and the main character is from the equivalent of Britain. On number 1 I have Michelle Baker's Phantom Pains, the second book in the Arcadia Project series. I read the first book, Borderline, at the beginning of 2017, and I really liked it. It was such a fast-paced, very readable urban fantasy book set in Los Angeles. The main character has borderline personality disorder, and she's scouted by the Arcadia Project to join this organization that governs the travel between Los Angeles and Ferry, and there's elements of the film industry, but also fairies. And actually, as soon as I made this list a couple of days ago, I started reading this book. I really got the inspiration and the sudden urge to actually start this, and I was planning to read 1 chapter, but then I read a lot more. Michelle Baker's writing is very addictive, you just keep reading it. So that was my top 5 books that I didn't get to in 2017. Top 5 Wednesday is a Goodreads group that is run by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes, and I will leave a link to her channel as well as the Goodreads group down below if you want to go and check out some future topics and maybe take part. So that's all from me for now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!